Hello, I'm Dr. Wendy Rowley, and this is the Heartfield Series, episode 24. I hope my numbering is correct. It gets a little confusing. Um, in this series, what I'd like to talk briefly about is in your amazing energetic anatomy, some of the pathways that are there for you to communicate with the various kingdoms of the Creator. In your spirit body, in your spiritual anatomy, on the left side, coming up from the earth, there's a channel way to commune with the devic and elemental forces and the plants and the minerals and all that divinity and divine intelligence that runs through all things. On the right side of your body coming up, there's a space, and these are sort of in the midsection there. There's another energy pathway that comes up for animal communication and the ability to speak with animals. I had a funny experience one time at a friend's house. They have a cat and they raise Labrador retrievers for people to have, and they have a lot of dog food, and then they have a small bin for the cat food. And it was time to feed the animals, and the husband of the household was there, and the cat got up on a stool by the kitchen when was waiting, and I heard the cat go, "I hate it when they have dog food in my cat food." And all of a sudden the fellow opens the bin and he looks down and he goes, "Oh, they mixed up the cat food with the dog food again." And I just cracked up. Sometimes animals can communicate to you about the difficulty in a household that's going on between people in the household. Being able to commune with the various aspects of the Creator, that divine intelligence that's in all things, can be fun, can be exciting and stimulating, but it can also be a wonderful exchange of information if you're a healer or you're in the healing arts or you happen to be a spirit whisperer uh, for animals. Some people are horse whisperers. I've met some of those. I've done some healing on some horses with people. I love working with animals. So those are some examples of some of the pathways in your spiritual anatomy. You also have in your heart anatomy some amazing and wonderful pathways for communication with the and goes down into the soul mandala here, which is like a mini universe. It has all the pathways of all of your energetic anatomy going from here all the way to soul, like a mini version that you can gain access to some of that information. And so through that higher creational pathway, there are pathways for the higher self communication, for communication with the Creator, and for communication with your soul at that level. And it takes some skill and some connections sometimes to get at these, but some people come in and they automatically have these. Like Edgar Cayce said, any spiritual growth you have in any lifetime, you carry with you through all lifetimes. So that's recorded in your Akashic records that are in the auric field around your body. So all that spiritual wisdom that you have is there, and there's a way to get at that. And that's what another series I'll be doing at some point through the fall into the winter is called, I'm calling it Trinity Oneness, but it's about working with some aspects of your spiritual being and you and your consciousness to access some of these information abilities that you have. I'd also like to say the series in this Heartfield series and the Human Potential and in the New Connections are going to change a little bit. We're going to begin doing some sound alignments and sound alignment activations, and I will be doing those in sound. So when and what they're going to be about, I don't have full knowledge, but I do know that that is now going to begin. I was told about that in the beginning of the series, and oh, my volume wasn't up. Let's hope that was recorded at a good level for you. All those little details. Forgive me as I work through all these different planes of reality, here with technology, here with communicating with Aliena and the higher creational beings of light that serve human evolution and help and offer assistance and are able to do healing work and are part of, I believe, our creational process on the earth. And amazingly, we do have that direct communication rate to the Creator within ourselves also, for we are divine. All right. I'm going to get out of the way. Let's see what Aliania wants to bring forward. And as usual, I want to keep these short and sweet for your busy lives. If you can, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will continue to share. Thanks. Bye. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. This is indeed Aliania of Cosmic Service, Pleiadian, Mother of Sound. This one indeed is a sound healer, and she does her activations and alignments and recalibrations and balancing and healing in sound for people by choice because she loves it and she feels the sound adds a richness and a depth that is a little more comprehensive than sitting in silence. For it affects the hearing and the genetic entity or your 5 physical and spiritual senses, going all the way up into the creational levels. It allows the soul, the higher self, to resonate and partake, and it also allows for sensing in a different way for people. And it also uplifts their consciousness to higher levels of energy and creation. For as this one says, in order to do healing work, you must be in joy, you must be certain of your spiritual abilities, and you must be neutral. That's why you work in the 6th chakra, as she says, which she teaches her clients, and she's taught groups, and about that simple ability that you have to have clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, feeling, clair this word's a difficult one. It's basically clear speech, spiritual speech, and it is called clair. We're going to forget about that. She gets nervous with new words. And then, of course, there is clair smell, clairsentient, and clairsentient, and clair. Well, we'll just call it clair auditory, for lack of a better word right now. But there are words for all those things if you want to get techie about it. And those simply mean the spiritual aspect of your spiritual nature. So she's going to do an alignment this day for the heart field to create an alignment to the high soul, pre-angelic realm for the higher self, to align to the high ancestral level, to align to the high ancestral level in the tribe and national human consciousness grid. And that's what this will be about. So you can listen to this several times to bring in that alignment. You can ask, as this one says, ask your guides and your spiritual helpers and your connection. Ask the Creator. Ask whoever you're comfortable with, but always ask the Creator and your soul. And not that these are rules or dogmas, but it's an intention alignment. And working with your spiritual nature is very much about intention, alignment, attunement, and certainty that you can do this, for you are a spirit in a body. All right, so let's do that. We'll come back for a tiny bit of information, and that will be the end of this episode. right, dearest beings of light, that concludes the alignment for your higher self to the high ancestral energy level and the creational level on the human consciousness grid for tribes and nations, if you can imagine such a thing. Your own individual Akash is on one level, and your collective Akash of large family groups and tribes and nations is on another level. And there are connections now between those levels. And so we are aligning that dual connection up to the high level of the tribe, nation, and large family group level, where there is what was called your ancestral gold. Your good works that you do collectively with groups, your good works also now, what you did individually, are meshed with that. And this is a combined level of profound healing abilities that you have now that weren't here before. And that's what we are here mainly to speak about. What we wish you have understanding this day is that this alignment is something you listen to several times so that it entrains into your energetic anatomy. And there's often, it's said, 3 times to get something to vibrate within your being. And we do think there's a truth to that, for there is harmonics of expression within your spiritual nature. And these harmonics go to higher and higher creational levels. And doing the 3 brings you to a high harmonic of the lower level, the creational level. Still on the higher level of the ancestral gold, of the group level. So that's why people say do things in 3s. It's about harmonic expression of vibration being built through your energetic anatomy, out and out and out, like you are becoming a bell ringing at a new vibration, a vibration out, a vibration out, and a vibration out. And this is why it is often said, listen to these things 3 times. And so we share this with you for your understanding. But the thing we really wish to share with you this day is that in your heart field, as this one said, there are indeed 5 pathways to communication levels that she is not aware of. 3 of them she was correct, for she has found and explored these. The higher self, which is your earthly incarnations, your soul, which is your earthly overlap with galactic incarnations. If you can imagine that you came to this planet already as a consciousness. And then the creator level, through your energetic, divine, spiritual anatomy that goes into the creational levels, where you create for a planetary system, if you can imagine that is a truth for you. But there are 2 other pathways. One is for the angelic realm, and the other is for the higher creational beings of the creational levels who work with the angelic realm. Now, the angelic realm still has this pathway that humans can commune through, which is why so many are on the earth at this time who say and do commune with the angelic realm. This one just found an Irish healer that she is invited, or an Irish, we should say, communicator with that realm, who she has invited to her great global healing party happening in January 2024. For she loves this juicy aspect of your spiritual nature, this ability to communicate with all sorts of frequencies and energies at the level of your divinity. And so the angelic realm does keep some communication open through to humans. And the higher creational beings of light, as they are often called, who work the creational level, such as we did, as we've said, we laid these consciousness grids, we laid your crystalline grid, we laid your individual higher self system of energy, and they describe these things as crystals and caves and different energies to give you a perspective of a picture. But in truth, they are not like that. They are refined frequencies of vibration that are there within your being already, but perhaps you have not tapped and brought your conscious awareness into them. So that is part of your spiritual journey and your spiritual evolution as a human on the earth, to get deeper and deeper and deeper enmeshed into your being, into your spirit, into the earth, into the planetary system, and at some point you begin having these awarenesses as you build them up through incarnations. So there's a guarantee that in some point of your incarnational process, you will have experiences of your juicy spiritual nature. And some have them now, and some will have them in the future, and some have had them in the past, and this one just happens to be happening in them in this incarnation. It is a guarantee, for you are indeed part of a system here. So we wish you to know that there is still communication with the angelic realm, but there is not as much as there was, nor is there as much guidance as there used to be. A lot of that is coming through guides of soul and higher creational beings such as us, or those few on the earth who are still angelic communicators, who bring in messages of hope and peace and love and communion and the speaking of miracles and potentials. And this is what we wished you to know this day, as long as you remember that you are dearly loved, expect benevolence in all you do, and peace be with you. We bid you adieu. All right, I'm going to conclude this episode 24 of the Heartfield series. I hope you have a fabulous day, and if you can, and you get the chance, I will put down on the YouTube write-up where the activation is in the series so that you can go to that and listen to that very succinctly to get your 3 times in, because we know how busy we all are in our lives. And that will help you to get this heard 3 times should you feel the call to do that. You never know. It's an interesting experiment to play and just see what it feels like. Okay, bye-bye.